All right, you guys kind of saw it yesterday, but this is the new XR with the XRV kit in it, as you can no doubt tell by our new Vesk plate there. This board is no longer a Future Motion board. We have a custom front, well, we have the Cush foot pad, the front, with a custom grip tape and a new sensor we put on. We've got the flight fins. We got a new Burris tire. Well, it's not brand new, but it's new to me. I usually ride at 12 PSI on the Hoosier and the rounder tires for the Pint, but this seemed pretty deflated last night, so I just put it up to 14. I'm only 120 pounds, so let's see how it goes. But yeah, it's a brand new system. So let's see how it works out. Today is just a test day. I went into Vesk Tools, set all my settings to what Nico Ullman had mentioned to keep them at for the stock XR battery, because I still have the, what is it, the 15S2P, if I'm saying that right. I don't know as much about batteries as I probably should. But yeah, this is just a nice, slow day. This is more of a test day than anything. Getting used to the board, setting configurations, making sure all the amperage is right, and the volts for the pushback, and what the battery will allow for overhead, etc. I got the XRV drop-in kit from Floatwheel. We put that in yesterday. It took us about all day. We changed the tire yesterday. You guys will see that video in the future. The new board's all packed up, ready to go. 14 seems almost a little too inflated. Maybe I should go to 13. I should probably have done it incrementally, but we'll see. This Burris tire is just so much more stable than the Hoosier. The Hoosier felt like more of a Pint tire. This Burris Street, whatever it's called, is way more square. My contact patch rather, is way more wide than it was on the Pint tire and even the Hoosier. The Hoosier tire was basically, to me, it felt a lot like a Pint tire, just shredded. More like shredded, am I right? So yeah, it's gonna take me a couple rides, a couple weeks to probably get used to this tire, get used to the new low-end torque that we have, because this brings me up to almost a GTS low-end torque. Man, the pickup and go on the low end is just so much higher than it was on my original XR Plus. It's like insane. Just want to pay attention to bumps in the road. I'm not used to this tire. My carbability on this new tire, especially at different PSIs and at different custom shapings. I'm using basically a preset that someone else had created that should be a mission, like one-to-one comparison. So this should essentially be as close to mission as I can get on the XRV build-out hardware. I mean, you are in so much more control of these low speeds, it's insane. I'm gonna pull out my floaty app in a minute and see what voltage we're at. Yeah, even doing these like tight turns, I mean, it's so much better than it was on the original XR. I mean, like, it makes me feel like I'm on the Pint again. My nose doesn't want to push all the way down when I'm making these tight ass curves. It's so much easier for me. But we'll keep testing. Ride a little switch, make sure everything's working in the switch. Beautiful Ottawa day out here downtown. Gonna take my normal ride down the canal, past the doom zone where I almost died twice. I'll be riding past both sections where I ate complete garbage. The first fall wasn't as bad. The second fall, I was going 25.4 miles an hour on the original XR firmware, and the board stopped balancing, and I flew off about as hard as anyone's ever flown off a Onewheel. It was pretty brutal. Let's see if I can go switch. Oh yeah, it's way easier to go switch on this tire, this smooth street tire versus the treaded tire that I had. Way easier. This board is a legitimate night and day difference between the original XR firmware. It's insane. I was supposed to go that way. I always forget that. Follow me. Follow me as I go back this way. Alright, let's go up here. this way. I'm gonna go in the grass with a switch, see how that is. Whew. Hitting bumps on switch is crazy. I'm still not used to riding switch as well. But yeah, it just handles these bumps like nobody's business. Whereas on the Pint and the original XR firmware, I'm used to kind of dipping my nose when I go over curves because I need the torque. Like, I know I need the extra torque, but on this board, you don't. You just rip right over bumps, you rip right over curbs. Especially the sidewalk transitions when they're a little bit steeper than normal, it just rips. Oh, don't want to run over a child. Control your children. I'm just kidding. I'll see how this 14 handles it, because I'm a pretty light rider, as I mentioned earlier, which means I can get these boards singing with speed, and that's not necessarily what I'm looking for. I don't need higher top end. I need a higher low end. That's why I was really excited to get the XRV, because the torque, that low end torque is just insane. I barely have to put my front foot down, and we're just pummeling through the off-road. We're pummeling through all these little bumps. It's been a super simple, nice transition after we got it all built. I can tell the difference in the power immediately. It's crazy how quickly I noticed. I mean, as soon as you step on the board, you know, I've been riding these boards long enough, at least the Pint, where I can just really tell the difference, especially, you know, using my buddy's XR, using my XR for about 2 weeks before dropping the XRV kit in. I can tell the difference. I mean, I want my buddy Nick to try this because he's been riding the XR platform for way longer than I have. So he'll be able to like really tell the difference, more so than I can. So we'll see. We'll see what he says. I'm sure he'll notice. All right, I'll see you when we get to the trail. All right, so something I really notice off the get is getting on the board. The engagement is so nice. It engages when I'm like about here, rather than, you know, my old boards engaging when I'm almost level with the ground or a little more. This engages practically immediately. And then I've also noticed when I pick my heel up, it disengages almost immediately too when I'm going slow enough. Whereas the Future Motion firmware, it takes like almost a full second or 2 seconds. It feels like a long time before it actually disengages. Whereas this, if you just pick up, you disengage, which I really like. I prefer a responsive board. The more responsive, the better for me, at least in my riding experience. Other people might be different. One thing I would like to adjust, I don't know if this has already been adjusted in this preset, I think you have to adjust it in VESC tools, is the free spin of my wheel. Would I get air? Because I feel like when I hit a bump a second ago and got a little airborne, my tire spun like crazy. So I've got to kind of figure that out. Whoa, headwind. Sorry if the camera is going a little crazy. If you can't hear me on the speakers, on the mic, we're getting crazy headwinds right now. But I'm gonna check my volts, check the charge. That's the one thing about riding a VESC is the charge and the volts. I'm hitting sand up here, so I wanna be careful. I'm at 83%, I barely went anywhere. I'm kind of surprised we're not at higher battery life. I love being able to see my duty cycles now, that's huge. 40 duty cycles. We got about 41 kilometers of range left. We're at 60 volts, 61 volts, which is what about we were at a minute ago, so I think we're doing all right. We're cruising at 16. I can't even tell that I'm going 16 right now. Oh, those are KPMs. Oh, okay. I need to figure out how to change this over to miles because I want miles per hour, not kilometers, since I speak in freedom units, which is the stupid way of saying I don't use metric because Americans are dumb. I'll have to figure that out. I know there's a way to do it. I probably shouldn't do it while I'm riding though. But I did want to look at my duty cycles and my voltage just to make sure I'm not overpowering anything. I'm still new to VESCs and kind of digging this deep into electronics and voltage, amperage, all that stuff, so I'm still getting used to the vernacular myself. These are by no means tutorial videos. You're just learning with me. You're watching as I learn. There's nothing sophisticated here. Bend the knees, bend the knees. Don't want to fly off on a more powerful board and have it jettison into the water. That would be the last thing I want. But yeah, the carvability on this board is actually pretty damn nice. I'm not gonna lie. I have been enjoying the low end torque. You can just really command the board, which for me, I like a lot better when I'm carving. Just because I can really dig in. Now I gotta get used to these sidewalls being a little more square. I think the tire being at 14 PSI helps. Again, I know you can make fun of me all you want. I'm only 120 pounds. All muscle, baby, all muscle. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, even these little bumps, I am like not nervous about hitting them at all. I mean, I'm a little nervous just because it's a new board, new sensors that I installed myself on the front foot pad, so I don't want to eat shit. But yeah, we're chilling. We are chilling. Yeah, we're looking good. All right, I'll keep riding and I'll report in a minute. All right, so right now I'm trying to figure out how to adjust my wheel spin when I'm airborne, because I don't want my tire going like 45 miles an hour in the air. Just because I have more power on this board. It was fine on the future motion boards. It's not really the big deal. Your tires skirt so when you hit the ground. But I definitely don't want a more powerful board shooting out from under me or making me lose my balance as I hit the ground. I don't know if I have to adjust the flex of my back and forth, like make it a little sloppier so when I land it's not so responsive, because I do push up my nose a little bit as I go up bonks. And as I push forward, I don't want that wheel to just gun it as fast as it can go. That's how you say dangerous. So I'm currently looking up anything Nico. I know Jeff McCosker from Float Life, again, shout out to Float Life, adjusted this. I don't know how or where or even what it's called, like wheel slip or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm Googling it right now. Well, using an assortment of search engines and AI to try to pin down anything Nico or anyone else in the community has said, or if Jeff ever elaborated on it. But the video I seen Jeff elaborate on it, he didn't say specifically. He said that he adjusted it because he didn't like it, but he was like, I can't, you know, if I get into all those settings, we'll be here all day. I wish he would have been there all day. I had the time, so I got to figure it all out. But yeah, so we're figuring that out. I'll let you know if I find it. Just sitting here enjoying the day, looking at the water, riding the Onewheel, Googling information about it, trying to figure out how to do this board up right. Now that I got a Vesk, I no longer have a Onewheel. I have a Vesk. It's no longer a Future Motion trademarked product. Pretty cool. Enjoy the view. Some B-roll, baby. All right, so I couldn't figure out the setting for the freewheel spin, so I sent the Float Life an email. I know it's not a technical question or a question related to any of their products or, you know, a defect question or anything, but I'm going to see if Nico or Jeff answers. Hopefully they do. They're pretty cool guys. I'm sure they will. Shout out to Float Life. All right, we're going to try something here. Let's push you up here for a second. We did it. We hit the Vesk pinnacle. This is the optimal way to own a Vesk. This is why we bought it. That's why we got it. Look at that. That's balance. That's a balanced IMU right there. That's what we call the party trick. Hell yeah, brother. All right, I can't be out too long because the rain's coming. I was out a little longer than I should have been, but I wanted to show you guys that this spot right here is where I hit 25.4 miles an hour and then was promptly launched off the fucking board. It was right there. Right there, baby. But yeah, we got gray skies coming. I gotta get home kind of soon. But I don't want to speed because that's exactly how I ate shit last time. However, I have my board completely specced out. I sat at the picnic table. I went through all the Nico Allman's settings. I think we're good to go in terms of like how the board is supposed to be vesked out. I'm gonna focus on the ride home because I gotta get home a little quickly because I don't want it to rain on me. I don't know what happened there. I hope I've been recording the whole time. But this board has not been badgered, so I need to get home before the rain hits. But I don't want to push this board too hard getting home. I don't know this board yet. I want to make sure my sensors are working. I want to make sure all the tuning's right. I do not want to get thrown off this board, or worse, this board going to the goddamn canal. So I'm going to be taking it easy on the way home. I hope I recorded the last video. I thought I did. But yeah, all right, see you in a minute. But I'm not going to push it on a brand new board with brand new internals and a brand new tire that I'm not used to. These trails are bumpy as shit. I do not want to eat shit again on a more powerful board, especially this time. But I got the flywheel working, so that's honestly the goal for the day. And then just getting used to the board, getting used to the tuning. I'm still on mission. I haven't changed it, so. All right, the sky's getting darker. I'll see you when I get back home.